Time for another Whack-A-Hovind. This time, Kent goes after SciManDan once again. Now, what's funny is, I think it was Friday last week during his second attempt at his open mic. The first time he just rambled on and never actually even got to the open mic portion of his, little program, as he'd want to call it. He basically did a mini Whack an Atheist on Dan, and apparently in this one he does it again because that's how Kent operates. Gonna be honest, I peeked ahead a bit in this, and the audio is absolute dog shit for Dan's video played on Kent's channel. It is unlistenable. Now, when this happened a few years ago, and AJ did covered Whack an Atheist, he spliced in the original video and fixed the audio. I do not have that time, energy, or care, so it's not worth it. These are done quick, live reaction, have some fun, move on. So, it may become completely unlistenable, and if that's the case, we'll just cut it early. That's really all I've got to say as a preface. Let's get into this.
Adventureland in Lenox, Alabama. It is October the 9th, 2024. Hurricane about to hit Tampa, Florida area. So be praying for those folks. Tonight, Whack an Atheist again. SciManDan, you just can't stick with stuff you know. You got to stick your stupid religion of evolution in there. So we're going to do it one.
Yeah, you always got to call it a religion because that's the only way you can try to downplay the factuality of it. Is it's just a religion, and all my bullshit lies tell you why it's just a religion. It's like, no, Kent. The fact that there's so many people who even you will acknowledge are clearly educated, clearly can teach well, clearly know stuff, and the fact that they understand evolution and accept it as a valid explanation for the diversity of life on the planet, and that they can articulate in detail what makes it valid, maybe that should be a clue that you're the one who's wrong. But of course, you'll never acknowledge that. You'll never see that because that's not how you pay your bills. The bills that you don't have because you were given a giant gravel pit after you got out of prison. Also, I have to point out that he, of course, titled it Whack an Atheist, Blind Man Dan, SciManDan. It's always funny that people get mad at anyone attacking Hovind for, making any kind of little joke about him or just being rude to him in general. One of my comments was wonderful, or one comment I received, I should say, was wonderful, saying it is ethically right to mock Ken Hovind or something to that effect. It was just a pretty awesome comment because it's like, yeah, it is, because this is how he acts in every case. And I must stress again, much like a child would. That's the level of complexity he actually provides to even insults, is at best a childlike intellect for these things. Blind Man Dan. I mean, he can't really go further without saying no words that apparently make baby Jesus cry. Words like fuck, shit, bitch, ass. But, we're more mature than that. We understand that words like that are harmless. Words can hurt, but not those words. If those words hurt, grow up.
One more time tonight. Now, if you would like to get a TikTok subscriber, my wife and I, 9:30 Sunday morning, do a special for only subscribers only. If you want to get on that list, I don't know how you do it, but
yes, because we totally want to hear you and her singing, not just off key, but not even in registers that would be identified as keys by any standard musical notation. You're not in the same key. You're not in keys that complement each other. Neither one of you can sing anyway. And you think somebody wants to hear that and then hear you prattle on about the Bible? No, Kent. I mean, I'm sure some idiots are going to do it, but that's their problem.
Push a button or do something, okay? Let's see. We're an old-fashioned, independent, temperamental, fundamental, right-wing, radical, chicken-eating Baptist church in Lenox, Alabama. We believe the Bible is the infallible, inspired, inerrant word of the living God.
Well, you're wrong, bucko.
Straight north of Pensacola, 70 miles, where God gets the glory instead of the stupid evolution religion. If you got
Now, note that little God gets the glory thing. He's going to say that like 50 times in this Whack an Atheist. Because when I jumped ahead, I saw that he kind of seems to loop back around to that before he actually plays Dan's video. Because, of course, he's got to waffle on for like 30 minutes before he ever gets to the 5 seconds of someone's video he actually shows.
Got damaged by the hurricane in North Carolina or Tennessee. How many here from that one? You guys are fleeing the Tampa one,
There's
right?
the show of hands that we can't see, you fucking idiot.
Gonna get smacked. Come on up.
We can't fucking see your stupid show of hands, Kent. It doesn't work, and it's childish as fuck to do it. And again, I say this in a lot of my videos, but I stress that that constant show of hands method tells me he only ever, or most of his experience is in teaching young children, not high schoolers.
That was quite a hurricane in North Carolina, and messed up. It's going to be years fixing all that damage.
Yep. You know why the hurricanes are getting worse, Kent? Climate change. Global warming. You have more energy in the system. Thus, the storms that develop are going to be more powerful. What drives weather? Heat. What's happened over the past century? We've made the atmosphere hold a lot more heat. You just reject that outright. It's your God being mad. No, it's us fucking up. And people like you and the rest on the extreme right, refusing to acknowledge anything of the sort. This is just going to keep happening. And it's pathetic that you can't. It's one thing to be denying fucking evolution. That's whatever in the grand scheme of all the bullshit you do. But for your side to be against even this level of scientific obviousness, that you are literally experiencing this in real time, and you can't put two and two together, it's fucking pathetic.
How do you fix that? Start over. So, if you've been made homeless by either hurricane, you're welcome to come stay at DAL for a while. If you love the Lord and you don't drink, smoke, and love animals.
Yep, you gotta love animals. If you look at Kent's search history, you'll see how much he really loves animals.
You may just want to move here and take over our petting zoo and farm. We need somebody in about a month to do that job. Come here and help us out.
Why do you need somebody in a month? What's happening to your current person? Are things not all rosy at DAL? Is somebody getting excommunicated? Is somebody being sacrificed to Cthulhu?
Oh, okay. So you need somewhere to go? We are here to help. That hurricane's going to wreak havoc on the Florida coast. They're not exactly sure where yet. It's going to hit probably in the next couple hours. A lot of people going one way. Not too many going the other way. Well,
people going one way. Not too many going the other way. Maybe if I take this photo of something that's obviously, something. What the fuck is your point there, Kent? Like, you just. Fucking old man shit, I swear.
Come on here if you need a house. I'm serious. Not just anybody needs a place to live. We're not a welfare shelter here. But if you are fleeing the hurricane or damaged by the hurricane, come on up. We will help.
Yeah. By help, you mean turn people into more cult members / slaves / whatever the fuck you do down there.
Mess up a whole bunch of real estate down there. We have 25, 30 cabins, cabin spaces. Okay, some cabins have 2 spaces in one cabin. They're like cabin 6A, sleeps 4 people on one side plus 3 in the loft. The other half of the cabin, there's a bathroom in the middle, sleeps a queen bed and a loft for 3 more kids. Most of our cabins are similar. We have, see what I missed there.
When Kent finally kicks the bucket and everyone just abandons DAL, does anyone want to, get a group together and just take it over? And just, buy it and make it our own little place that doesn't suck? I'm serious. We can start our own. I have this idea, right? I want to start. Okay, hear me out. I want to start a cult that's not a cult. I want a place that, everything seems cultish from the outside. It is, super, what the fuck is wrong with this place? And if you were to go in and talk to people, it's just perfectly normal. But it gives the appearances when we go out. Just to fuck with people. I just think that'd be hilarious. It'd be like 24/7 Halloween when we go out. That kind of thing. It'd be so fucking funny. It's no, we're just normal people here. Yeah, that's Jeff the mailman. He's a member. It just be. I don't know. I like that idea. Anyway, all right. Guess we have to go back to Hovind, don't we?
I missed a note. Please, everyone, use your social media to tell everybody else on your list about Dinosaur Adventureland's offer, because everybody knows somebody that's being affected by one of these two hurricanes, and there's probably more to come. Let's see. Cabin 6A and B share a common bathroom. We have cabin 5, similar situation. Cabin 9, cabin 10 has A, B, and C, 3 different parts to it. Cabin 11, we go all the way up to cabin number 30, okay? So come on down. Help us to open for free.
Hang on. Uh, we also have hookups for about 20 motorhomes or campers. Anyone have one of those T-Donate? Yeah, I guess they tried to crunch it down to fit it in, but he could also change font sizes. It's whatever. It's just funny noticing the little typos in the slides.
11, we go all the way up to cabin number 30, okay? So come on down. Help us to open for free and do stuff like
The cabin in rural Alabama. Hovind? Hovind, Butterknife Massacre.
this. Join our 777 club. Call 8.
I'm sorry, there's a backstory to that. It's a joke called Texas Butterknife Massacre. So I'll tell the story, because why not? When I was helping a friend move down to Texas in 2008, it was the middle of the night as we were going through Arkansas. We were at the tail end of the state, and we hit the exit on, I forget, I don't think it was I-40 at that stage. It was either, I want to say 30, because I think you take 40, then at Little Rock branch off to 30, and then south through 35 as you're going through Texas. Either way, it was the exit to Friendship, Arkansas, and you can look this thing up on Google. The exit heading west, and it was just pitch black, just nightmare. And my friend was a horror movie buff, so we came up with the joke of Texas Butterknife Massacre, playoff, of course, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but it took place in Friendship, Arkansas, because it was amusing the paradox of, hey, you got this place called Friendship, Arkansas, and the exit looks like you're going to go there and get killed. So, there you go, Texas Butterknife Massacre. Now we got Hovind Butterknife Massacre. In Lenox, Alabama, Hovind. Get them, Leatherface. Hovind. Wear their face for the Lord, Hovind. Back to Kent.
855 Big Dino extension 1. If you have any questions or comments, there it is, drdino.com. Open for almost 8.5 years now. We do this because people who love the Lord support us.
And I do this because people think it's funny to milk a lol cow, and you're a pretty big lol cow for the milking, so I do the milking. I'm not getting much financial support, but that's okay. I do it for fun. I feel it's an obligation to the new friends I've made. The real journey, the real value is the friends we make along the way. That and the eventual sweet ad revenue I'm going to be making. So if you're not subscribed, you want to subscribe, click the like button, share the video, leave a nice comment down below. Let me know how your day's been. Let me know how you found me. Let me know whatever you want to. I say I don't care, and I don't mean I don't care as in I don't care what you have to say. I mean I don't care what you want to tell me about. I want whatever information you wish to share. Just tell me whatever. I'm super friendly in the comments. Seriously, just look through. It's like I like everything, except those occasional comments from stupid people. But even then, sometimes stupid people can be cool. Or if a theist leaves a reasonable comment, that'll get some attention from me because, just because we disagree, if you're saying something that still makes sense, then it makes sense. So, just saying. The point here is that the guy on screen, not a nice person, not a good person, and that's why we fucks with him. Or fuck with him, not fucks with him, because fucks with him is slang for I do dealings with you. I work with you. And yes, I just became a variant of Urban Dictionary in real time. I'm doing everything I can to put off Kent. Let's get back to it.
If you want to help or help us help others during this hurricane and as they get ready to face God, we're not bringing them in just to give them a house. We're going to witness to them and try to lead them.
Is that the final battle? How many experience points do I get? Do I have to pick up the orb at the end and replenish my health even though I defeated Dracula? God. Dracugod? Alugod? Alugod. Son of Count Dracula God. I'm sorry. I'm trying to come up with something here, and it's terrible. Joke aborted. Moving on.
To the Lord. Join our 777 club or just make a one-time donation. Here we are tonight. SciManDan, you get it again. You just can't stay focused on the flat earthers. You're good at that, Dan. You really are. But the rest of the science stuff, you're sorry. You're sorry. Okay.
He's sorry. Yeah, Dan's sorry. Right. And Kent, no one cares about your stupid quote unquote fishing license, which isn't even something you could give anyway. All you do is give permission to fish on your land. So don't try to make it seem better that you're saying it's an actual license. That's not how it works. You're not the state. You can't license stuff. I mean, I'm sure you'd claim you're a free state of the citizen of Alabama, free citizen of the state of Alabama now. As you used to do that shit when you lived in Pensacola. I'm a free citizen of the state of Florida. I'm not American. Because you're a sovereign citizen nut job, but I digress.
You want to get a fishing license if you know anybody involved in the military, active or retired military, or law enforcement, or teachers.
This is where I feel like, for whatever reason, I have to clarify that I do identify as a citizen of the United States of America. So if anyone thought I didn't, or that I had renounced citizenship, that's not the case. That should never need to be clarified, but for some reason I felt like I should. I guess just to differentiate myself from Kent. I'm also a citizen of the state of Tennessee, but, that's as a part of the United States, as I understand citizenship in this country to work. I fully agree with that, as opposed to this guy who, yeah, look up sovereign citizen stuff if you haven't. It's fucking crazy. Let's continue.
We give them and them only fishing licenses to come here and fish. We got a lot
By definition, you can't give fishing licenses. You can just give permission. Kent, you fill yourself piece of shit.
of fish in our lake. 10-pound bass is the record.
Now, I just want to bring up something here. Is that this is what you see when you go to Genesis Baptist Church on YouTube, and you see this big Kent Hovind thing, but officially, Kent doesn't own the channel. It's not his channel, in air quotes. Even though he is the main person on the channel, he effectively runs it or delegates people to run it on his behalf. And Genesis Baptist Church is owned by him. Ergo, if it's owned by the church, it's owned by him regardless. Technically, this qualifies as YouTube ban evasion, but obviously YouTube hasn't pushed for it. We should take a look at that video that he put up originally after the first two channels were taken down, and he got this created this one to keep things going. But we might do that sometime. I mean, it's an older video. Everyone's already covered it, but it'd be worth looking at from my point of view. Let's continue.
Here we are, Genesis Baptist Church. Whack an atheist. Tonight, SciManDan. One more time. Maybe he'll get it, okay? It's a fun game we play. It's based on a whack-a-mole game. The whack-a-mole game, they stick their head up and you got to whack it back down.
And you know why we play Whack-a-Hovind? Because Hovind's fucking stupid. That's it. That's why we play it. Hovind.
With SciMan, let's see, where'd my hammer go? I forgot to get it out here. Aha, there it is. We use real science to whack them back down with real.
Kent, what were you doing with that hammer under your desk? I mean, I really don't want to know, but that's just a weird place to keep a random fucking hammer.
Real science. Teach them evolution is dumb, real dumb, okay? Small children can learn to play whack-a-mole. Adults love whack-a-mole too, and you can love whack an atheist. We wait for an atheist and evolutionist to stick their head up and make a silly claim that their evolution religion is true, then sweetly and swiftly whack them back down with real science.
Yeah, sweetly by being a jerk-ass, and swiftly by making 40-some minute videos where you play like 5 minutes of their video. And I know my videos average an hour to 2 hours long. This is long-form content, and that's what those of us in this scene seem to enjoy for our comedic riffing, something to put on in the background and enjoy. But it's neither sweet nor swiftly, and there's no Christian love here, unless you consider the aspect that there's no love like Christian hate, or no hate like Christian love, excuse me. It's one and the same. I've got a theory, love and hate are the same emotion. I'll have to get into that sometime. But I digress. Basically, it was war.
And Christian love, of course, and I quite enjoy doing it. So many atheists, so little time. Who gets whacked tonight? Well, SciManDan again. People keep sending me links because he won't leave me alone. He started this fight, okay?
He barely talks about you, Kent. He does the occasional video. It's a surprise when he covers you. Yeah, I do a ton of videos on you. AJ does a bunch about you. Arenra doesn't fuck around with you. He doesn't bother with you beyond what he did recently, well, relatively recently, with the series tearing apart your Lies in the Textbook series. Other people, they might. Peterson did a bit of stuff on you, the recent debates and the like. Dapper Dino does streams where a lot of times you're a subject, yeah. But Dan, a few others, nah. Great Blind Man, they barely ever talk about you. Like I said, it's a surprise when they do.
He keeps picking on me. Sorry, Dan. I don't start fights, but I defend myself, okay? I'd much rather debate you live when you work up the nerve.
Yes, call Dan the Chicken. Um, Dan has said, I believe someone told me this in my comments, that he doesn't do debates on facts. And that's a beautiful stance to have. He won't debate flat earthers because the earth isn't flat. He won't debate creationists because creationism isn't reality. So you're out. And of course, you do the classic thing where you try to pick a frame that's unflattering, and even that, it's just a frame where it looks like he's in the middle of saying something and is in thought, which is probably exactly what was going on. But just the fact you got to try to play the call someone a chicken game again, that shows your real maturity or lack thereof. It's just little things like that that hint at just the kind of person you really are.
You're great on debunking the flat earthers. I recommend that you stick to that topic. I even recommend your channel to people to say, "What about the flat Earth?" I call it, "Go see SciManDan. He's good at it." Stick with that topic instead of trying to defend your dumb evolution religion that you believe in. It's a religion.
You always got to say those same things. That's another thing with you, Kent. You always have to add in those same little quips over and over. It's a religion that you believe in. You just you're just talking. You talk, but you don't really say anything, buddy.
Since I've challenged you many times, I thought I debated him once, but I made a mistake. I guess I had.
Yeah, you were wrong, fucko. And if you want to debate somebody so bad, here's the thing, Kent. You and your little goons need to reach out to them. Your whole thing of, call me and schedule a debate or else you're a chicken, is a fucking load. You know, Joseph leaving comments on people's videos, call 855 done and schedule a debate. That's not how this shit works. If someone wants to and they're like, I want to debate Kent, just some random Joe, sure. You have the open invitation, but it goes both ways. If you want to debate him so bad, you need to reach out directly, not passively babyish like this. If you want me so badly, like it sounded like you did in the first little, not encounter we had, but when you first became aware of me a couple of months ago, and then again after the racist thing, you want me so bad, you again come directly contact me, not ask me to call 855 Big Dino and schedule a debate. No. You or your representatives get in touch with me. Just like Dan, just like anyone else. Goes both ways, Kent.
Haven't. I don't know, but I will. Okay. I'll assume you're
I mean, by
scared.
by that logic, you not reaching out to me means you're scared to debate me. And I'm fine with that. I'm not going to call you a chicken for not wanting to, but by the same logic, I will say that if Dan is scared for not contacting you, then you're scared for not contacting me. It's only fair.
You should be. And whack you one more time till you learn to keep your head down. Evolution is not science, Dan. It's a religion, a stupid one. That's what you believe in. So wake up, okay? And people count.
Lies. Lies from the snake that is Hovind. Although calling him a snake is really a compliment. Snakes are awesome. Kent is scum. He didn't teach high school science, lol. He taught creationism to kids at his church and purchased his PhD from a double-wide trailer. Okay, we really should stop making the double-wide trailer joke for the PhD thing. Even though it is funny, it's not accurate, and it does weaken our attacks on the validity of Kent's degree. Nonetheless, it was purchased from what amounts to a diploma mill, or otherwise not only an unaccredited place, but one that is a known diploma mill. And that the value of such degree is less than dubious.
commenting on your channel. I read just some of the comments. I thought,
Double wide trailers are for the elitists. Give me a good single wide for my learning. Hovind.
I'll debate any of your commenters too. Keyboard warriors who follow.
You love calling people that. That's why comments exist, Kent, for people to leave the comment. If they want to plop some text down saying what they think, that's their right. Dan allows them that space on his YouTube channel. I allow people that space on my channel. That's how the internet works. That's how communication works. Again, is Joseph a keyboard warrior for popping onto my channel and being like, call 855 Big Dino. You won't talk to me like that, Hovind. Yeah, I was a bit of a jerk ass, but that's my character. I can be nice. When I called in, I was nice. It was pleasant. I enjoyed talking with you for that bit, even though you tried to do your little snide attack and stuff. And Joseph commented in later in the chat of the more recent Planet Peterson debate that he was glad he was, quote, wrong about me. So he realized, oh, this guy isn't just a horrible, profanity-laden, evil guy. He can be nice. That's what I feel my perspective. That's what I feel his perspective on me was. And yeah, I can be incredibly nice. In fact, I feel like I've toned it down a lot in this video. But still, does him leaving a comment not make him a keyboard warrior in the same light? Goes both ways, Kent.
Follow Dan, blind leading the blind. I'll debate you on my channel, your channel, a neutral channel. Call it.
Really got to get something for that constant cough, Kent.
855 Big Dino, extension 3. That's me. To schedule a time. Okay. In Dan's show that he did, he shows our science center when we first got it finished and started putting in the taxidermy collection. Dan, I thought I'd show you what it looks like now, so you just in case you're interested in truth, come back and visit. There's our.
Well, okay, if that was an older video, that's, I thought it looked pretty nice then, to be honest. I'm not going to knock your taxidermy center. It looks fine.
The science center, and we have Dinosaur Adventureland, where God gets the glory for his creation.
Here's where it happens. He's going to show this same slide like 50 times and say the same thing over and over. I would say Kent's a broken record, but records are cool.
Question, Dan. Who gets the glory from your teachings?
What glory? This idea is just weird. Like, a lot of the little nuance to Christianity is just fucking weird, and that whole thing is one of them. The glory idea, the grace concept too, that doesn't work in the story. It's like, reality just is. There's no magical award or some, reverence that has to be applied to reality. I'll admit, there's a lot of stuff I look at and I just feel, something special about it because I think it's fucking amazing just by the nature of it existing. I don't think any magical Sky Daddy for popping it into existence or anything like that, because that's not in any way evident to how the world actually is. I can just appreciate the universe for what it is.
Evolution, an unseen force, Charlie Darwin. Who gets the glory when you see something amazing in nature?
Yeah, I just appreciate it for what it is. Like the kittens I rescued a few weeks back. Absolutely love the little buggers. They're so cute. And I just look at them, I'm just like, they are what they are. Just beautiful kittens. I don't have to think, ooh, they were created by God. No. There's no... It's just a wild assertion. I can take all of that baggage away and just love the little critters for what they are. And be glad I was able to help rescue their mom and them, and they're here. But this idea that things have to get glory, something has to be celebrated for this, it's fucking weird. It's egotistical as all hell.
It must be awful to be an atheist like you, Dan, because when you're grateful, who do you thank? There's our science center in Lenox, Alabama. Day one, let there be light. got a bunch of cool science experiments about light.
See, again, that idea that you just have to thank somebody, you can't just appreciate something for what it is insane.
Light, electricity, magnetism. I've had visitors from all 50 states, and there they are right there, and 70 some foreign countries. Missionary from South America called me, said, Brother Hovind, my native.
Bothered by how many dots from Memphis there were on the state map. There's a few. Don't want to run into those people. Ugh, it's just weird thinking that there's people in the same county as me who take this guy seriously. I might encounter them in my day-to-day life. That's terrifying.
Natives just killed a big snake. Would you like the skin? I said, well, yeah, it's 24 feet long. What we've got is without the head. He kept the head down there. Anyway, Dan's right. He says there are many different kinds of squirrels. And Dan, look at me. They might have had a common ancestor called a squirrel. Okay.
Gotta run my script, Hovind.
And the squirrels know what their kind is. Man may have a hard time classifying some of these.
Time to go on a tangent instead of just getting to the fucking point. Gotta ramble on and say the same shit that everyone's already heard 1,000 times.
In which
I wonder what it's like to seriously be there and have to hear this same shit over and over. I mean, this is the world's shittiest Jim Jones reenactor, I should say. Saying the same shit over and over. Fuck.
Category do they go? Kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. The animals don't care. They don't even know that we're classifying them. They know what they want for a mate. We have an awesome insect.
Yeah, except for that one duck of yours.
Insect collection, if you're into entomology. There are 13 different kinds of otters, Dan, and they might have had a common ancestor called an otter. Did you know otters can have 1 million hairs per square inch? How did that evolve? Slow.
Yeah, I'm sure it's pretty well explained if you'd actually open a book, but you're just going to scoff at it.
I know, millions of years. We have all kinds of, let's see, the marmot, the porcupine back there in the back. There's a moth,
Did he say porcupine? I know he didn't, but did he?
Marmot, the porcupine back there in the back.
I'm sorry, I got to do that one more time, and we got to do the new hot thing of slowing him down. Playback speed, 25%. Go!
We have all kinds. Let's see, the marmot, the porcupine back.
Yeah, he kinda did say porcupine as opposed to porcupine. I mean, it's a bit of a slur in there, so okay, but I mean, you're from fucking Illinois, Kent. Your accent isn't normal for that kind of distortion on stuff. I guess you've been living in the South too long. 'Cause Kent talks weird. I should know. I'm an expert on having a very weird accent. But, man, Kent, you talk weird.
In the back, there's a moth, the Atticus atlas moth. That's incredible. The tip of the wing looks like a snake. Does he know he looks like a snake? Does he care?
Doesn't matter.
I think the predators care.
Yeah, and it's just enough to keep them away, and so that trait gets selected for. It's not hard to explain.
Going to eat the moth. Oh no, there's a snake. Who designed that? I know, millions of years. Nothing.
No one. It just happened. Group of moths happen to have mutation that kinda, sorta, slightly look that way. Very slightly. Gets selected for. It works. They survive slightly more than other moths. Continued adaptation, continued mutation. Becomes that. Oh, it got better and better. And of course the ones where it recessed back or otherwise wasn't as effective got selected against. That's how it all works. That's how it always works. And that's simplifying things. But again, you're just gonna scoff away because that's your MO. That's your entire thing. Yeah, I didn't. It was designed that way, Heron. Just all this assertion of design. Just bold assertions. That's all you got.
Nobody designed it. See, we believe God ought to get the glory. Who gets glory from your teaching?
Alright, yeah, prove your deity. Or shut the fuck up.
Yeah, okay. We have an awesome entomology collection. A fox, there are 37 different kinds of foxes. Man has decided there are 37 different kinds. The foxes don't care. But they might have had a common ancestor called a fox.
Yeah, and was that fox ancestor, how closely related is it to wolves? If you go a little further back, where do hyenas fit into the picture? At what point do you start finding relatives that are, cat-like as well? Get some funny things happen as you look back through, even though you say it doesn't exist, the fossil record. Because you find these creatures. They existed, Kent. Even if they existed in your flood and were killed by that. It's still weird that we have all these creatures that are kind of in-betweens to modern morphologies. Makes you think.
Go into our taxidermy room where this video is going to take place. We have some really cool stuff in there, incredible things. I think we have Alabama's largest taxidermy collection. If not, it's...
I really think that's impossible, but honestly, you could. But I feel like that fucking state would have a hell of a lot of people with a hell of a lot of dead things. Just saying.
One of the top ones. Come on down. So I did an interview years ago.
Come on down. You're next on Dinosaur Adventureland. Can I whack you? Please let me whack you. You're an atheist, right? Let me whack you. Over.
When we first opened up this part of our science center with the taxidermy collection, and Dan's going to pick on that interview tonight, and I'm going to...
Yeah, which is irrelevant to whether your taxidermy collection was new, and small then or current. What matters is what you have to say, or the lack thereof for what you have to say, because none of it has any value.
Respond in kind. Okay, let's see. We have 2 bison, mounted stuffed heads in front end of a bison, all kinds of different kinds of deer. There are 43 different kinds of deer.
I have a complete squirrel skeleton. It's stored in a Pac-Man lunchbox somewhere in storage, and I'm not kidding. Do I get points, Kent? I'm not gonna lie, I own some weird shit. There's a story behind that skeleton as well. Huh. If I put it in the closet, would it be a skeleton in the closet? Anyway, I might tell that story sometime. Let's continue.
And they might have had a common ancestor called a deer. Mm-hmm. We have all kinds of...
Hey, I've got 2 middle fingers, Kent, and they might have had a common ancestor called a middle finger. Got him.
A goat.
I was alternately going to respond to your mom, but I thought that's too rude and also not as funny.
And sheep and stuff like that.
Sorry, I'm a little tired, so slightly lower energy here, but, we're having fun.
Stuff. And one guy told me this one on the left looked like his mother-in-law. I'm not sure what he meant by that one. Anyway, 8 different kinds like his mother.
I'll tell you what it looks like. It looks like the dinosaur that went yee and became a meme that time. You know the one. Wait, that's Mama's Family. Never mind. I can't really keep the music in my head right now and pantomime it or hum it or whatever the hell you call that. Pantomiming is with your hands. You can't see that because I don't do webcam. Right. Let's continue.
I'm not sure what he meant by that one. Anyway, 8 different kinds of bears. They might have had a common ancestor.
Hovind hates women. Oh wait, no. Hovind's friend hates women because that story totally happened. Hovind.
Called a bear. So come on down, Dan. See our science center. I'll give you the tour in our Jeeps. We have all kinds of fun stuff to see here, and God will get the glory for his creation.
Are you trying to get like a Jeep sponsorship or something? Because you sure as hell mention the Jeeps a lot. I'm sure they don't want to be associated with you, though.
And you're invited. Seriously, I want you to come.
Yes, because Dan's going to come from the UK to go to the middle of backwater Alabama. He's got better things to do, like anything else.
You're not the enemy. Now, you do work for the enemy, which is the devil, and you're blinded. You really
prove this devil, dumbass.
Really believe the nasal passages on the deer, where this incredible sense of smell that they have, all evolved with the little special turbinators in there. Dan, study that one. You think that just happened?
Hey, I also happen to have a deer skull. It is pretty cool. Pretty freaky in there. And, yeah, we have explanations for that. We have explanations for everything. This idea of, this thing seems complicated, so it must be designed. It's like, that's not how it works, Kent. That's just not how it works.
to get. Never mind. Okay. I think God ought to get the glory.
Never mind. Okay. God, I gotta masturbate God. Gotta whack God off. Hovind, do I get the God jizz?
Who gets the glory
God jizz all over my face. Hovind, golden showers from God. Hovind.
from here, Dan? Okay. We have all kinds of fun stuff to see in our Science Center. Day 2 is the hyperbaric chamber. You talk all about air. The air that we breathe is phenomenal. It's designed just perfectly for life. We take in the
It's designed just for life. Yeah, even though part of your argument is that the air used to have higher oxygen levels, which it did, but from some kind of particular pressure, and it was better then, so obviously it's not perfectly designed now. And also, again, forgetting the idea that the atmosphere we currently have might be an emergent property of various processes that are completely natural.
oxygen, give off CO2. The plants take in the CO2 and give off the oxygen. See, for millions of years, they didn't know how to do that. Everybody died. Everybody, yeah. We have all kinds of stuff, critters. You can come in and see our fish room, our aquariums. Day 3, we talk about the plants. God made the plants. Amazing things to learn there. God ought to get the glory. Who gets glory from here, Dan? Our aquarium.
We explained already, buddy. It's about appreciating things for what they are. This idea of things having to be or something having to be glorified is fucking weird. It's a serious fucking turnoff from the idea of any kind of Christianity, if that's a key facet. I don't worship anything, Kent. Nothing is deserving of that kind of praise. No person, no deity that's never been shown to exist. I'm not a slave.
We have all kinds of our reptile room, lots of cool stuff. We want to study the anatomy of different animals. We got lots to learn here. I want to get to Dan talking here. All right, Day.
Yep, I'm sure Kent loves to study animal anatomy.
4 about the.
Oh, I should specify non-human animals, because, we all know Kent's browser history. Just saying.
God made the sun, moon, and
Allegedly.
stars. We have telescopes. We have a place you can go out and see the stars here.
Wow, we have places you can see the stars all over the planet. It's called the sky.
There's real mammoth teeth in that cabinet there in the middle. Real mammoth teeth, all kinds of stuff. We cover a whole section on lies in the textbooks, how amazing man is. Just come see it. Fossils how many fossils we got? Whole bunch. And fossils probably formed, all of them, in the flood of Noah. Fossils aren't forming today.
You're wrong, and yeah, fossils are forming today. They ain't gonna be fossils for a really long time because permineralization takes a long time, Kent. Oh, but you're gonna say that's magic, even though every bit of evidence points towards the universe being, towards 14 billion years and the planet being, excuse me, Hovind, 5 billion years old. But, what do I know? Obviously, nothing compared to the massive intellect of this guy who can't pronounce orangutan correctly.
Not where anybody sees any number of them, but there's billions of fossils. Yep, happened during the flood. We think God ought to get the glory. Who gets glory from here, Dan? We have a session thinking about the amazing human ear.
See, it goes on like this. This is insufferable. It's still better than the audio from the video he's going to play. Seriously, I don't think we're going to make it through that video.
The balance system. You get the kid spinning around on the chair. Well, you just have to come try it for yourself. Joe Taylor found where a stegosaurus had fallen into the mud, and the mud hardened, and the stegosaur rotted or got dragged off or something, and it left behind the impression of the skin of the stegosaur. We got that in our science center. Pretty cool. Do you know they have circles on their side? People have talked about that for heat sink to get rid of the body heat. Come see our bookstore. We got lots of cool stuff on science and the Bible. It's really
Those two things don't go together at all. That's worse than oil and water, because if you do it right, you can make oil and water mix. Science and the Bible? Nah.
Pretty cool, Dan. We got Jeeps, I think 7 Jeeps now. We can give tours in.
There he goes. Got to brag about his Jeep. And there's the cult compound we're all in. I made sure it's extra flammable, so when the day comes, it'll burn quick.
There's our church, Genesis Baptist Church, and we think God ought to get the glory. Who gets glory from yours, Dan? Well, let's see here. I'm going to interrupt Dan like he interrupts me.
Finally, he's fucking done with this shit. And we're probably almost done with the video because this is seriously insufferable audio.
Here we go. Ready? Got to drag this over here. Blind Man Dan. There he goes.
View a recent interview from Hovind where he can just be himself. The interviewer is a lovely lady called Valeria. So without further ado, let's have a look.
It's a pleasure for me to be here in Dinosaur Adventureland, and I just enjoy to talk with.
I don't even know how you manage to mess up audio like that. I don't get it. How do you get that kind of feedback? It would be cool if it wasn't for the fact the levels are all, it's crazy high volume because of course it's some kind of feedback. But if it wasn't also us trying to listen to an actual fucking video.
You today personally.
Well, thank you, ma'am.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay.
And this is the same video he did back on Friday. So he's literally just covering old ground that he already devoted 20 plus minutes to. So I don't know what value this actually has. Aside from him just getting out of Whack an Atheist because he couldn't last week because, he was too busy this time debating Planet Peterson.
Your ministry with
Turned it up a little.
everything that you've done.
There he goes, snapping at his people. He can't be polite about stuff, and he can't just take a small break and be like, hey, can you turn it up? Thank you. He's got to snap and bark orders at him. God, you're rude, Kent.
Put a lot of influence in different people's lives and so on all over the world. Why you choose this specific area of your life? Why you put so much effort to learn and get dipping in the science area to prove others that God created the world and not evolution and everything like that?
Good question. I think it's because he's invested his life into something which he cannot believe is not true.
I've jumped ahead too. It stays this bad. I'm going to see how much of it I can take, but honestly, I don't think there's much else we can really do without hunting and pecking for every time Kent opens his stupid mouth, which all he's going to do is prattle on the same script he always does. I'm going to give it another moment, just see what happens.
Guys, something is wrong. Pay attention to the sound. Okay, it is not coming out right. Are you listening? Listen to it. Something's wrong. Okay, I'm getting crackling noises and everything else. Okay, all right. No, Dan, you are invested in teaching evolution. You're the one that has a financial investment here, son. Okay, it's you. I have given away everything I owned in my life to try to spread the gospel. What?
No, it got seized by the government, you dumb fuck. I'm going to only withdraw $9,500, so I don't have to pay, have to do accounting that shows that I pulled out $10,000 and the tax records and trying to avoid paying taxes to the IRS because I'm a sovereign citizen and I believe I don't have to pay taxes because I'm a fucking solvsit, Hovind.
What are you spreading? What if you do succeed in getting everybody to believe in evolution?
Good. We won't have a bunch of idiots like you spreading a bunch of bullshit anymore. People will probably be more scientifically literate on a whole because they won't believe magic fucking bullshit from books written by people who knew fuck all about anything. It'd be nice to live in a world where people actually accept science. Where we're not having to every time I encounter somebody, I don't have to wonder, do they think the world is flat? Do they think the world is 6,000 years old? Do they trust vaccination? They don't have polio, so they gotta trust vaccines here or there. It's fucking mental. And you're not helping anything. Except feeding your own fucking ego.
What have you succeeded? That's what convinced Adolf Hitler, You're trying to do that.
There we go. Godwin's fucking law. I'm not even in the mood to talk about fucking Hitler again. I'm just not. I don't have the energy to once again reiterate everything that's wrong with this constant perception people have that quote-unquote evolutionism is why the Nazis did what they did. But you know what? I'll fucking do it anyway. You already have people from a time period and a global situation, i.e., the late 19th, early 20th century, where there was a large anti-Semitic movement. It was just a big thing around that time. When you have a country like Germany end up fucking losing World War One, being pushed to and beyond, poverty levels, you have someone with some political ideas. God, I don't have the energy to explain Hitler well. Anti-Semitism was prevalent. It was used as a very viable tool to create an enemy that Hitler could rally everyone in Germany and Austria, the German people on a whole, around and blame for the struggles they were having. Since anti-Semitism was popular at the time, it was an easy thing to do. And then they rolled with it. Because why the fuck not? They're fucking monsters. You're a monster. Are you the same kind of monster? No. But I don't think very highly of you, Kent. You're not a good person. And you constantly breaking Godwin's law by invoking Hitler doesn't make your point any better. Because anyone who actually has a real understanding of the nuances of the origins of World War II and the Holocaust knows that evolution really wasn't a factor. It was simply the style at the time to be anti-Semitic. And that man rode it as far as he could take it. Now, it's more complicated than that, but if you simplify things, level out some of the nuance, that's what you get. I hope I can relax for the remainder of this video, because I am very tired. I work my ass off, unlike Kent. I put in real work every day, and then I do this occasional video. This man doesn't do shit. Oh, I give tour at my nature center while I hack all over the kids, cough, cough. But, you're the tired one, Kent.
And again, you're on the wrong side of this one, Dan. I'm sorry. I'm not in this because I got a financial incentive. I could make money a lot of other ways. You can ask the folks that live here. I'm a really good carpenter, a good plumber, good electrician.
Yeah, right. I doubt any of your shit's up to code.
I'm a good mechanic. I know my daddy taught me all kinds of stuff. I can make a living. I don't need this for that. I get a lot of hate mail, a lot of hate email, a lot of hate comments, a lot of hate websites. I'm in it because I love the Lord, Dan. Who do you love?
That's the definition of a shit-eating grin, what he had on there.
Trying as hard as you can to make it all stick.
Well, I was teaching. I'm still getting a crackling noise. Oh, you guys, put your headphones on. Can you hear it? Well, fix it. Call Sergio again. Undo what he did. Fix it. Okay.
High school science.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he'll get around to fixing that at the same time he gets around to emailing me.
And math in Texas, and I asked a wise pastor friend of mine, I said, how do you know God's will for your life? He said, that's easy. You find a need and you fill it. He said, what's the greatest need that you see? What does the world need?
It needs no more people spreading misinformation on the internet. That is what...
Snap, snap, snap. I'm Ken Hovind. Everyone do what I command.
Well, then stop doing it, Dan. You're the one spreading the misinformation. You're the one spreading these idiot ideas.
In summary, no, you, Hovind upset. I'm gonna go cry to my sky daddy.
That all life forms had a common ancestor. Like
oh, here comes this laminated chart.
Dan,
watch
out.
out.
Do you believe these charts?
Uh-oh,
do you believe
he pulled
that
it out.
You, as a human being, are related to
Hey,
a
whip
sunflower?
the charts out, everyone.
That's what the books are teaching the kids in school. Do you believe this, Dan? That's the misinformation. Don't get mad at me. I'm not.
Ooh, he angry because he's being called out on his bullshit. I love it when he gets pissed off. It really shows how much of a fuckwit he is.
Spreading misinformation. I'm telling people, the Bible says 20 times in the first 7 chapters.
And no one gives a shit.
They will bring forth after their kind. That is all that's ever happened in observable history.
And the book of fuck you says fuck you over 9,000 times. You know how I know that? Because I have a deep personal connection with the author, because I'm the person who wrote it. Expected in stores in the year 2030. I'm having trouble finding a publisher.
Now, if you wish to believe or imagine that the humans are related to the whales and the elephants and the sunflower. You can believe that all day long. But that's a stupid religion. It's not science, Dan. It's not science. God said they'd bring. Yes, we do need people to stop spreading misinformation like you are doing, Dan. That's what we need. Why don't you make your channel just for flat earthers? You're good at that. And leave real science alone.
Can't angry. Can't angry.
What it needs.
Do we need more carpenters, need more plumbers, need more garbage men? What do we need? He said, don't tell me, go think about it.
Do we need more garbage peddlers, Hovind? Peddle some garbage.
I went home, thought about it, prayed about it. I said, this evolution theory is being taught at schools. Millions of kids are being deceived. I have a good science background.
Lies.
Debatable.
Yeah, yours is debatable too. Dan, you believe you came from a rock, don't you? You believe all life forms came from a rock that got rained on for millions of years and turned them into...
He's so mad. Oh, man, it is so easy to get under Hovind's skin. So damn easy. Why don't you pray for some more patience, pray for some more understanding, pray for some more... Oh, what is the word for not getting bothered by that kind of stuff? A fortitude, if you will.
Soup, and the soup came alive. That's debatable about your science background, Dan.
But most of the guys, the creation scientists that are speaking, are talking over everybody's head. They're too smart. They use all the big words.
Right.
I said, I think the world needs somebody to take this creation material and dumb it down and make it simple where everybody can say, man, I got it. I understood that.
And there's the fourth time he starts snapping and barking at people. What the fuck? If I was there, this tech guy would seriously just walk the fuck off. I'd unplug his shit and go. What's he gonna do? Bitch about it? He's gonna call the cops? He doesn't believe in them there police. Man wouldn't call the fire department when there's a fire on his property. But by the way, Kent, the police and fire departments, the way they work, and the public roads and the like, that is socialism. By example, definitively socialism. So have fun rationalizing that.
That guy.
So you're saying that everyone is dumber than you?
So that's the greatest need I can see.
I did not... Guys, it is crackling. Keep your headphones on.
It's crackling, it's crackling. That's not really a crackle, Kent. I don't know what exactly to call it, but it's not a crackle.
Listen, focus, listen to this. Something is wrong with the sound system, okay?
Well, actually, now I think about it, maybe he's getting crackling in his end, and we're getting a different effect from the audio doubling up like it is, or whatever is causing it. But it's just, the tech fails keep on a-coming.
Undo it, okay. No, Dan, I don't think I'm smarter than everybody. I think I'm smarter than you. You believe you came from a rock.
Didn't Dan suggest that they both take a science test to actually determine who knew science better? I believe he did. If not, that'd be pretty cool to see. Apologize, yawning. Hell, I'd love to take a science test against him and just see how we compare.
I believe you believe you're related to a potato. Yes, Dan, I think that's real stupid to believe such a thing, okay? And
Hey, my diet consists of a large quantity of potato. I am part potato. If anything, I am not Caruso tomato. I am Caruso potato. So, yeah, think about it. I don't know where I was going with that one. I'm just having fun here.
you believe animals can make, over millions of years, can make little changes that accumulate to where the amoeba can turn to everything on the chart. That's what you believe in. Yes, I'm smarter than that. But no, my point to the girl was, most...
You know what's bothersome is that someone, every time he pulls up a damn chart, has to drop the video feed. So there's someone having to manage this fucking chaos every single time this fucker streams. Every day.
Most of the creation scientists are really smart, and they're using all the big words. My gift to the body of Christ is to be able to take the complex things and simplify them. I can use the big words too if you'd like, Dan. Call for a debate. Show the world how smart you are.
Debate me, bro. Debate me. Because debating Kent Hovind is the quintessential test for how we determine the intelligence of somebody. What a fucking egotistical prick this guy is.
And how dumb I am. 855 Big Dino, extension 3. Come on, Dan. Call for a debate, please.
Still, I haven't changed. I'm glad I did what I did.
Oh wow, that sounds beautiful. You participate in your life in thousands debates, like against evolution.
Right.
Were there some of them that you failed? And if yes, why? What was the reason there?
He's failed loads.
Dan, show me which one. I stand by the Bible. I believe the Bible is true.
You got your ass kicked by Peterson both times. AJ's kicked your ass every time. Kent, if you've debated them, they've owned you in one way or another. Every single person. The best you could win an argument against would be like a 10-year-old. That's barely.
The best-selling book in the world. I don't think there's any contradictions in it. I believe God said they'd always
It's also the most stolen book in the world. Think about it.
bring forth after their kind. He said it 20 times in the first 7 chapters.
No one
You can
cares.
read that far, Dan, at least, if you'd like. If not, I'll call me and I'll read it to you. Okay? They bring after their kind, after their kind, after their kind. That's all anybody's ever seen. And before you get into the stupid argument of what's a kind, the animals know what kind they are. We are having a hard time classifying some. There's 26 different definitions of species. Nobody knows for sure what a species is. And the animals
No, we know what a species is because that's a classification we use to differentiate creatures. We know exactly well. The reason there's so many definitions, as has been explained numerous times, is because there's so many ways to differentiate. Certain criteria that may be valid for one type of organism versus another due to the natural diversity of life on the planet. Things are pretty varied, yet still all oh so similar.
don't care
Oh, but I know. Common designer.
how we class. Don't even know we're doing it. So yes, Dan, if you're so smart and I'm so dumb, please, I challenge you right now, call for a debate.
You call him for something. That's not how it works. If you're issuing the challenge, you should contact him. But you're too damn chicken to do that, to actually actively reach out to other people and be proactive on this. For a guy who thinks he gets everything done as soon as it needs, let me talk like Kent, as soon as it needs done, to be. That's the way we speak. We don't just, anyway, grammar oddities aside. For the guy who thinks, excuse me again, that everything needs to be done quick, snip, snap, you sure take your sweet ass time to never get around to getting in contact with anybody on your end. From your end. To schedule these things, to plan these things. You want everyone to come to you. Make it seem like everyone's so desperate to debate Kent. They're not. He's not. I'm not. And as I said, if you want a debate with me so bad, you can have your clowns contact me, and we'll set something up per my criteria. Otherwise, TS.
Your channel, my channel, both channels, neutral channel. Challenge, come on, bring it on.
Gallops around all over the place, and when he debated cats, he wasn't really prepared for it.
Wait a minute. Gallops around all over the place. I stick on one topic. Where have
No, you don't, Kent. You jump all over the goddamn place with everything. You do the Gish Gallop. I don't give a fuck if you were friends with Dwayne Gish. He invented the shit. You took a page out of his book.
you guys seen any animal or plant produce offspring other than their kind? Where has this been seen? It has never been seen, Dan.
Every single offspring is slightly different from its parents, and as those would accumulate through generations, you would eventually have something that is effectively incompatible. We have seen it happen over multiple generations in some things, but the very fact that the offspring, are just that little bit different, one could argue makes it a new kind. Again, depends on how you want to define kind, and if you have a nebulous definition of it, then I can have a nebulous definition of it as well. So, meh.
It is imagined that it happened long ago and far away where nobody can see it, buried down in the rocks. You imagine that the fossils were able to do something that no animal today can do. Yes, boys and girls, this clam somehow turned slowly over millions of years into elephants and bananas. All you have is a dumb religion, Dan. All you have.
I've done 226 debates at university.
It's 368 now, Dan, and you can be 369 and 370 and 371. I'll debate you every night for the rest of the year, one topic at a time. Challenge?
I'm sure you would, because you're so full of yourself. You want to hit that 1,000 debate goal before you die. You know what would have got you closer to that debate? Not going to jail for near 10 years, or prison, I should say. But what do I know? Just think that inhibits your ability to debate, and takes a nice chunk out of your life. Do you miss those years, Kent? Do you wish you could have those years back? I'm sure you do. You won't admit it, but I'm sure you do.
Come on. Okay.
These or online.
Right, there goes Colin a chicken. Colin Dan a chicken. Kent, you're the coward here. You always want everyone to come to you. And if they don't care about debating you, you cry chicken. You ever notice I always yawn at this point in any of these videos? It's almost as if Kent is a boring piece of shit.
And I've never, that I know of, everybody who watches them who's interested in truth would say I won, but how do you judge a debate? They always think they win. The atheists do. There have been a couple of questions asked I wasn't ready to answer at the time, but I'm ready now.
That debate with cats obviously playing on his mind.
They come up.
I don't think anything with the debate with cats caused any problem, Dan. Tell him to call again. I'll debate him again. And you two together. You and the cat together.
Conspiracy Cats has moved on from that type of crap, and it was the thing about ERVs. You didn't have it in your script, ergo you didn't know shit about it because you don't know anything about the subject of evolution. You only learn enough to be able to concoct some kind of supposed debunk that sounds reasonable, is loaded with just enough scientific jargon to make idiots think that you actually have a clue when you don't. I don't have energy for this. I worked my ass off today. I'm tired. This audio sucks. The guy we're watching sucks. Skimming through, I don't think there's anything else of value in the video. So I'm just going to end it here. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you're not subscribed, give it a go. That's all she wrote. Later.